Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss further about the paraphrasing, yeah. But before you are going to specifically discuss about the paraphrasing, before we going to discuss specifically about the paraphrasing, we are going to we are going to do a recap, yeah, a brief recap related to the summarizing and paraphrasing as two techniques to avoid plagiarism. Yeah, so I will provide you a short video, in which we'll discuss about what is summarizing and also the paraphrasing itself, and what is the total or the main difference or the major difference between these two. Okay, now let's open this meeting by reciting basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, guys, we got two learning objectives here, yeah. The first one, students are able to conceptualize the purpose, feature, steps, and example of paraphrasing properly and accurately through discovery learning. And the second one, students are able to implement paraphrasing in an academic paragraph or text excerpt properly and accurately through paraphrasing activity. So you will have two learning objective here as the aim or learning goal for our or for the specific material in which paraphrasing. But again, I will remind you that I'll provide you with some brief information or a video, yeah, in terms of video related to summarizing and also paraphrasing, yeah, in order to make you feel or in order to make you understand more about the paraphrasing itself. Because some of you in my or based on my experience, some of students are seemingly kind of confused, yeah, whether they have to decide or whether they have to do summarizing and paraphrasing. So that, yeah, I will provide you with a video that exactly will make you understand better what is summarizing and paraphrasing. So you can what is it so you can differentiate, yeah, so you can do paraphrasing properly and accurately. Because again, some of you seems still confused about the paraphrasing, yeah. Instead of doing paraphrasing, some of you might do summarizing, yeah. So that's why I will provide you with a video that exactly discuss about the paraphrasing and summarizing. And at the end of the course or at the end of the video, you are able to differentiate these two. Okay, that's it. Next.
In this video, we shall be discussing summarizing and paraphrasing, the difference between them and when to use them. Paraphrasing and summarizing are very similar. Both involve taking ideas, words, or phrases from a source and crafting them into new sentences within your writing. So how can I determine whether to use paraphrasing or summarizing when interpreting an author's idea? Let's get to know what paraphrasing is first. To paraphrase means to express someone else's ideas into your own interpretation. It is particularly useful when you are dealing with facts and definition. So how do I paraphrase? The statement must be in your own words. If you use any phrases that are in the original quote, place them in quotation marks. Add a citation. Even if a paraphrase is in your own words, it is still someone else's idea. If you are having difficulty paraphrasing, make a short list of the quote's main ideas and words that relate to it. Incorporate these concepts and words in your own paraphrase. Now let me know what paraphrasing is. What about summarizing? When you summarize, you provide your readers with a condensed version of an author's key points. A summary can be as short as a few sentences or much longer, depending on the complexity of the text and the level of detail you wish to provide to your readers. So how do we summarize? First is to read your source until you fully understand it. Second is to write one sentence restatement of the source's main idea without looking at the source. Third is to use the text's main ideas as your summary's topic sentence. Fourth is to pull out the text's main ideas. And the last is to write the summary in your own words. Paraphrase and summary are indispensable tools in essay writing because they allow you to include other people's ideas without cluttering up your essay with quotations. They help you take greater control of your essay, so it is essential to know when and how to use them effectively.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, guys, after you watching the video, I I have a lot of expectation on you, yeah. I have a lot of expectation on you that you are able to differentiate between summarizing and paraphrasing. Summarizing is something that summarize all of this thing from the text or paragraph excerpt. Yeah. Meanwhile, a paraphrasing is something that you could do. Yeah. The sentence or the long of the sentence may or might remain the same, while the keywords and also the main points of the text or paragraph excerpt remain the same or still the same. So that's why you have to be careful whenever you do a paraphrasing. Yeah. So I have a lot of big expectation and huge expectation on you, yeah, whenever you will or assign to a paraphrasing activity. So that's why you have to be able to differentiate summarizing and paraphrasing itself. Okay, next. This one is the techniques of paraphrasia or paraphrasing. Actually, I make this one in Indonesia or in Indonesian, I mean, in order to make you understand better about the technique and the example of paraphrase or paraphrasing. Teknik, ya. First one, mulai dari bagian yang berbeda. Yang kedua, ganti kata tertentu dengan sinonim. Yang ketiga, ubah struktur kalimat. Yang keempat, pecah atau gabungkan kalimat. Okay, so we got 4 steps or techniques here, yeah, while doing a paraphrase or paraphrasing. The first one, you have to start, ya, in the opposite way. Mulai dari bagian yang berbeda. I mean, this one is actually make you or lead you to choose the best appropriate sentence or phrase that you are going to paraphrase. Ya, contohnya seperti ini. Dalam suatu paragraf yang akan kalian parafrase itu ada 5 sentence atau 5 kata. Nah, dari 5 sentence itu, kalian harus memilih sekiranya sentence or phrase atau frasa yang akan kalian parafrase. Yaitu adalah teknik atau contoh teknik or step number 1. Mulai dari bagian yang berbeda. That's it. Ya. Nah, untuk parafrase ini, si sentence itu sebenarnya tidak harus dipilih, ya. Tapi kalian harus semuanya. Maksud saya, semua sentence itu harus kalian parafrase. Kenapa? Jika hanya satu sentence yang kalian parafrase, itu biasanya plagiarismenya akan masih terlacak atau terdeteksi, I mean. Yeah, so that's why you have to be able to paraphrase all the sentence. Yet, on this first technique, meaning you have to choose firstly the most appropriate sentence or phrase that you are going to paraphrase. Ya, seperti itu. Mulai dari bagian yang berbeda. Oke, yang kedua, ganti kata tertentu dengan sinonim. I told you about this or second technique many times ya guys ya. You can see, you can you have to remember that I have told you, or I told you, a website named Thesaurus to explore about synonym, especially in English. So you have to now on, yeah, you have to frequently use that website to enrich your synonym mastery. Because in terms of paraphrasing, you can do a paraphrase by changing a certain word or phrases into its synonym. Ya. Yang ketiga, ubah struktur kalimat. This one is actually will lead you or will trigger you to understand or to remember a lot about the passive and active voice sentence. Yeah. For example, in terms of its original text or paragraph, the sentence or paragraph written in active voice, yeah, in which the subject do the activity, yeah. And then you can do a paraphrase by changing the structure of the sentence into the passive one. You can reverse the object become the doer, not the doer. I mean, the object become the highlight of the sentence, in which you can place the object in the first sentence or in the first word of the sentence itself. So, this technique, third technique, is actually you can change the structure of the sentence. Yeah. And the next one, the last one, pecah atau gabungkan kalimat. This one is actually referred to a split and merge sentence. Yeah. It means that you can split a sentence into two, for example, or you can merge several sentences into one. It means that you can actually make a certain words or sentences become united. Yeah, so you can able to make a paraphrase and avoiding the plagiarism at the end of the day, or at the end of your paraphrase result. Okay, that's this that's the technique of paraphrase. Okay, so let's move to the example. Yeah, so we got two example here. The first one is the original paragraph. Let's say this the original paragraph, and the below, yeah, is the result of the paraphrase, in which the paragraph has been paraphrased, ya. Asli, perencanaan kerangka kerja manajemen risiko pada dasarnya meliputi dua aspek, yaitu aspek pemahaman terhadap konteks organisasi dan aspek tata kelola manajemen risiko atau risiko. Nah, parafrasenya, ada dua aspek yang dicakup dalam perencanaan kerangka kerja manajemen risiko. Aspek pertama adalah pemahaman konteks organisasi, sedangkan aspek kedua adalah tata kelola manajemen risiko. Dikutip dari Susilo dan Kaho 2018. As you can see, paraphrase means you have to you have to keep the length, yeah, of the paragraph as the original, and you cannot omit, you can reduce it, yeah. And you have to remember that you have to still maintain the main points and keywords of the paragraph itself. I mean, you can omit, you can reduce the main point or the what is it, key features, key aspect. I mean, the of the paragraph or text itself, because it will change the meaning, guys. Yeah, you can change the meaning. You are going to do a paraphrase. You are not doing a summarizing in which you shorten a paragraph into one sentence only. It's not a paraphrasing, it's summarizing. Yeah, so this is the example of paraphrasing. You still have to be able to maintain the length of the paragraph as the original, and you have to keep maintain, and keep all the key aspect of the original text or paragraph as it should be, as the original. That's it. Okay, next to the another one. Okay, after we discuss the technique steps of paraphrasing, I expected you to able to conceptualize what actually paraphrasing is. Yeah. So, paraphrasing means changing the wording of a text so that is significantly different from the original source, yeah, without changing the meaning. That's the thing that you have to note further. Without changing the meaning, yeah. Effective paraphrasing is a key academic skill needed to avoid the risk of plagiarism. It demonstrates your understanding of a source. This unit focuses on techniques for paraphrasing as a part of a note making and summarizing process. So that's why paraphrasing is actually a part of summarizing, guys. Yeah. But you have to remember these things are two different things. So you cannot do summarizing when you have to do a paraphrasing. And actually you can do a paraphrasing, yeah, while or when you have to do a summarizing. So that's it. That's the thing. That's the key of today's meeting. Okay, next. Move to the another slide. Okay, this two or this slide discuss further about summarizing and also the paraphrasing. Paraphrasing and summarizing are normally used together in essay writing. But while summarizing aims to reduce information to a suitable length, paraphrasing attempts to restate the relevant information. For example, the following sentence: there has been much debate about the reasons for the Industrial Revolution happening in 18th century Britain rather than in France or Germany. Could be paraphrased: why the Industrial Revolution occurred in Britain in blah blah blah, because it is blocked by my own profile picture. Sorry, I couldn't read it. 18th century instead of the continent has been the subject of considerable discussion. You can see here, yeah, the structure of the sentence has been changed. As you can see, there is some restatement, yet the structure is actually different. So that is a paraphrase. Yeah, you can see the differences, yet the topic, the idea still the same. Okay, I think you need more example of it. So I expected you to understand this one. Yeah, because you can see from the example here, the main idea, the key aspect of the information itself is remain the same. It's actually the same, yet the structure has changed, and there is some additional words and also a change in terms of the words, yeah, to its synonym or similarity. So that's its paraphrasing. Okay, next. Okay, the elements of effective paraphrasing has different structure to the original, has mainly different vocabulary, retains the same meaning, keeps some phrases from the original that are in common use, example Industrial Revolution or 18th century. So actually this one is actually the further feedback for the previous slide in which the example of a paraphrasing. The first one has different structure to the original. Yes, it is. Has mainly different vocabulary? Yes, it is. Because as we can see, and as we have discussed before, in terms of do paraphrasing, you could do a synonym. You could put synonym on it. So you have to frequently check thesaurus.com to be able to master all of the things related to the synonym. Retains the same meaning, yes it is, because it keeps maintain the same meaning and the information and the main idea of the information, yeah, on from its original source or paragraph or text itself. Keep some phrases from the original that are in common use, yeah, because there is a specific vocabulary that you cannot change the meaning of the specific vocabulary, yeah, such as industrial revolution. It's actually the exact idea, or this is the topic of the sentence or paragraph itself, so you cannot change it, yeah, or 18th century and so on. So that's it, the elements of effective paraphrasing. Okay, guys, so this is the exercise for today's meeting. Yeah, so you have to read the text excerpt below, and then you have to evaluate the result of three paraphrases. Yeah, and you have to give the reason. Actually, after this slide, there are three paraphrases from the book, and you have to make analysis. Yeah, of this one. I mean, you have to be able to give a reason related to each paraphrasing result. So I will provide the exercise sheet for this one, and then you have to download it on your Google Classroom, and then you have to do it. Okay? So you have to analyze a paraphrase result and you have to give the reason. Remember, guys, you have to connect the or what is it? Include your reason, yeah, by adding some discussion related to the elements of the paraphrasing and effective element to do a paraphrase. That's better. Okay, that's it. Best of luck. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for your attention. Let's close this one by reciting by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say sorry if my voice keep cracking, yeah, because I'm not in the good condition, so that's why I barely talk in such a very energetic mood like I used to be. So I expected this video would be the same as before, yeah, even though I'm not in the good condition right now. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.